Yvonne, welcome to my channel. Today's video is brought to you by Omara. Omara is a fashion design business out in Southern California where handcrafted artistic wedding veils are made by their owner. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? Her name is Yvonne. Yes, hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate everybody who took the time to watch this video. So let's get started. Whenever I ask people like topics and what their questions are about wedding veils, wedding accessories, bridal styling, because I've been in the game for fashion about 10 years, I'm still, a few years in the bridal game. But when I ask these kinds of questions, the thing I get is, what even are all the wedding accessories? And good question. Really, really good question. So for me, I always want you to remember that your wedding day is also an outfit. You also are like putting that whole thing together. If you have to wear a belt to accentuate your shape, think about adding a belt to your wedding day. And I don't just mean the nice little sparkly belt that does nothing for like your waist and your hips. I mean like a real buckle belt. A real buckle belt with like the square buckle that's there. They make wedding dresses that have belts on them. There's ways and ways to really bring a lot more of your personality into it. And because I make wedding veils, I specialize there. Always start from the top and then go all the way down. And there's many different headpieces that we can go over. We have wedding veils, we have halos, we have flower crowns, we have tiaras, we have ribbons, we have bows. Ooh, we have many more to go for a different video, but like I said, start from the top. One type of wedding accessory that people don't ever really consider is a hat. I think a wide brimmed hat for a lot of women would really work for you, especially when you don't love the traditional route and you want to take more of like a fashion route. I look at weddings as another runway show. So like Bianca Jagger. When Bianca got married to Mick Jagger and her iconic wedding day look, that still inspires me to this day. I do see that there are people who are adding wedding veils to their wedding hats. If we remember back in Parent Trap, when Elizabeth James walks in and she's all right, I'm here, and she just takes over, fixes everything, gives her a nice top hat with that wedding veil, and has remained iconic and has just remained so cute, so beautiful. May Natasha rest in peace. Moving on from headpieces, we are gonna go into outerwear. Yes, outerwear. Today, a lot of the questions are, should I wear a cape or should I wear a veil? Why not both? Why are we limiting ourselves? Let the designer and the stylist figure out how to make everything work. You can absolutely wear a veil with a cape. However, I want you to know that there are capes if you don't want a veil. There are vests, there are jackets, there are shrugs, there are boleros, there are removable sleeves, there are removable straps. I'm getting ahead of myself. Back to the outerwear. Usually for winter weddings, that's when the outerwear really, really gets pushed. But if you're a spring, summer bride and you want to wear like a nice wrap, a nice shawl with your wedding dress, that is absolutely works. I also like to think, how many outfits can you really get out of a couple different pieces? So for some people, they have to get married in a church. So maybe you do want an outerwear that you can wear inside of the church that can cover your shoulders, get those photos going, and then you'll move into photos somewhere else. And you kind of have different pieces that extend your outfit a little bit more. And you can look back in that picture and you can think to yourself, I was putting on a show. I was that bride, or I was that married. It's a more gender neutral way to talk about weddings. I researched that. And best things, great. All available to you for your choosing. And as I was mentioning with the sleeves and the straps, lots of people, especially like Catholic brides per se, they cannot, when they get married in the church likes their arms covered, they like their shoulders covered. I think you should start looking at pieces you can lay over your dresses. Sometimes you fall in love with that one dress, but the boobies come up a little bit higher than you imagined. It's a little lower cut than you thought, and then off shoulder is a look. Sorry, it's a look. So maybe starting to talk to perhaps your tailor, your seamstress, your designer, your bridal stylist about what kind of pieces do they have that I can just put over my dress and it still looks fashionable, it doesn't look obvious, and then later on I can just take it off and enjoy my night. I can, have 4 different outfits instead of just 1 or 2. My photos can show an array of style. Those options are also available to you. Something that when I style brides, I do like to mention, because sometimes a mother will want a princess and the daughter will want something more figure hugging and more sexy. This is where I start to say, have you thought about a detachable skirt? Perhaps a tulle skirt you kind of throw on over, so for special moments for your mom, she can have that princess. But sometimes people really just do like being able to wear something really poofy to say I do, but when it comes time to dance, they need the full range of motion because it's gonna get real on that dance floor. So a detachable skirt, that is something I think you should be invested in. And you don't even have to look in the bridal world to kind of get inspiration, such as capes. I know that Solange has a very popular wedding style that people like refer to a lot, but also Gwyneth Paltrow on the red carpet, she did have this really beautiful white dress that had this really structured cape, and it is still like one of her best looks to this day. People talk about it. That's something to consider. There are times when you'll just have like half of a skirt attached to a pair of cigarette pants, that like a tuxedo look, but feminine and powerful. You'll see a lot of women who don't particularly love going full feminine reach for that style a bit more. And outside of a fashion show, weddings can also be a costume show for some people. All fair game. That's kind of where you see like the umbrellas come out, the gloves come out, the bags come out, and not everything has to be bejeweled and say bride on it. Some people just don't like that per se. I personally, it's fine, it's whatever. So you'll have gloves, especially with Bridgerton right around the corner to come again. You'll see it. Like, plenty of people love just like having that regal look. Some people just love dressing like yesteryear. A lot of cosplayers, a lot of steampunk. So if it's not, when I was a debutante, because I was one, I had my gloves that were from Payless. And they were just long satin gloves. Some people like lace gloves. Some people, the gloves are going to be more bedazzled, more floral. I like it. I really do. I wish we wore gloves more daily. I just wish we did. And then you'll also see like the parasols. Parasols, I think, should probably make a comeback, especially around the summertime. Even if you're not wearing it down the aisle, in between photos in the sun, before everyone's makeup melts off, I think a couple people should just carry parasols while you're all waiting. You'll just have it right there for you. Another thing that I think some people would like instead of a bouquet are just like little bags. Just like a little wristlet that can kind of just hang right off of your arm. And it doesn't have to be huge. It can just really carry your vows if you want to just be able to read it right there. And if you want to throw it instead of a bouquet, and the girl that catches it can open it and she could just like read this really sweet note that you left in there, just wishing them a life of happiness and peace. This first video is really short. I just want to kind of get the basics out there, and I just want to let you know that you can always ask me questions. I love talking about this stuff. I have so many years of experience and I'm always learning, and I always want to pass that knowledge down to you because I want to take as much stress away from someone, because this should also be fun. I find so much joy in bridal styling, and I don't want someone to think to themselves, oh, I cannot wait till it's over, or just whatever, or just that pains me, because you should love all aspects of it. And when someone finds a look they love, you can't beat that moment. You can't beat that joy. You cannot beat the way, like when someone realizes just how beautiful they are and how powerful they are, and just, it doesn't always have to be tears, but that joy and that pride you have in yourself, everyone deserves that. I think, and I I don't want you to be robbed of that moment. So please feel free to always ask questions, comment nicely, give me a thumbs up please, and subscribe to the channel. I have so many more things to get into. Thank you for watching.